Hello, welcome to another episode of Virginia Craft Beer Reviews. I'm your host, Ed Medina. And today we're going to be discussing a beer from a relatively new brewery here in Central Virginia, Unvierse Brewing up in Ashland, Virginia. I'm actually relatively close to where I live. And I'm really excited about this particular beer. But first, before I get on that, a couple things to talk about. First, today is April 15th. Today's tax day. Hopefully you've either paid your taxes or are planning to or whatever. It's none of my business. Also today, you've heard the news already, I'm sure, about the bombing of the Boston Marathon. And in honor of those in Boston, my Red Sox hat. Most of you know I'm a Dodgers fan, but then again, I hate the Yankees that much that I'm willing to wear a Boston hat. And it's also a little homage, if you will, to my good friend Mike Kalia over at Unvierse Brewing, who is the head brewer and also president of the Virginia Craft Brewers Guild, who is a native Bostonian himself. So there's a little play in there. Also, don't mind the wet marks here. I just got back from the gym, so I'm still kind of hot. I just took a shower, so it's not sweat you see. It's just me being pretty warm. But let's get started into this beer. Like I said, we're talking about a beer from a relatively new brewery. They've only been open for 6 months, maybe a little bit more longer than that. Unvierse Brewery. If you're not familiar with these guys are up here in Ashland, Virginia. Started by Phil and Chris Ray, who are brothers. Chris being a former Major League pitcher. Paint teams of the Orioles, I believe, the Giants. There's another team that I can't think of off the top of my head. And then his brother Phil, both very involved in the brewing process and as well as setting up the brewery itself. And then there, of course, the brewery Mike, who used to be one of the brewers over at Legend Brewing, who's now the head brewer over at Master Universe Brewing. Sorry, a little childhood memory there. If you've not been up there and you live in Central Virginia, you really are missing out because the guys up there are doing some good stuff. I'm pretty impressed. Love their Kolsch. They've got a good decent selection of beers, quite honestly. The Main Street with an alt, Ray Ray's, which is a pale ale, and there's Pocahontas, which is their IPA. And hopefully soon enough we'll see a reemergence of the Richard, which is their double IPA, I guess. That was supposed to be Pocahontas. Kind of got away from them, but came out pretty good. Not actually pretty good, really damn good. And then a couple other beers they've got out right now. Scotch Town, which is their Scotch Ale. Scotch Ale or Scott? Give me a second here. This one I always get mixed up and I don't want to. I believe it is it's a Scotch Ale, which is different than the Scottish Ale. And then there's a barrel-aged version of that same beer. And then their newest release is Crazy Bet, which is an Imperial Amber. I believe that came out 2 weeks ago. Just recently released. I haven't had that one yet, and I'm dying to give that one. And of course, there's the Winter Ale, which is Plowed, a spiced brown ale, which is pretty good. Which is actually a really good one, quite honestly. So there you go. That's kind of their lineup, and their weather's situated. It's a big tasting room. They've got an outdoor garden that they've just set up recently, a bunch of picnic tables, and I believe they planted hops to kind of entwine with the area, and then they'll have food trucks out there. So I can't wait for the summer to be up there during the nighttime, sitting with my iPad, watching baseball and drinking some beer. Can't wait. Not that I won't be doing that at Hardywood either, but still. Anyways, I digress. We're talking about a beer. So let's get started here. We're talking about Monkey's Uncle. Monkey's Uncle is a Belgian triple with lemongrass in there. This beer, a little story about this one. If you read the story how it came about over on their site at Cotu brewing.com, and there is a brewer's blog. Mike posts stories up there, things that what's on his mind and whatnot. So. This particular story, he talks about how this came about. It was a collaboration originally when he was with Legend, with the brewers over at Hardywood, Midnight Brewing, Legend. I'm missing one. Extra Billy's. They all got together. They brewed this for the Virginia Craft Beer Festival, which was in end of August last year up at Devil's Backbone. Mike brought I guess, kind of had that same idea, wanted to brew it here at Center Universe, and brewed it. It's got lemongrass in it. He adds lemongrass at the near the end of the boil. Kind of fermented kind of low side so that the esters wouldn't overtake it. And I gotta admit, it was pretty good. I had a chance to try 2 versions of the beer that he brewed pilot batches on. I really like the one that he picked, the one that's out now. It's really good. I really dig this beer. As you can tell, I've had this beer already. And let's go ahead and talk about it. And just in case I didn't give you a good look at the label here, let's take a look at that label there. Oops. And I'm sorry, folks. At some point, I will get like video editing software and do label slides and blah blah blah. But at the moment, it's just me. It's a one-man operation, and I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So let's take a look at here. Let's pop this baby off. And today we're going to use my World Beer Festival, the one and only time it happened in Virginia, taster. And immediately, well, first thing we notice is really clean beer. Well, a little haze, chill haze going on there. Golden, almost a light golden copper. Really nice thick white head. It doesn't go away too fast. And I get like a peppercorn, lemon. You get really nice spicy overtones. Almost like there's like grains of paradise. Like there's another spices in there, like a clove. That's the word I'm looking for, clove. I got a peppercorn, clove, little bit of lemon, like a lemon peel, lemon rind. And I know lemongrass does not give the smell of lemons. I get that. But and quite honestly, it's an association that some people do. When you say, what's the other word? Another one. Gosh, I can't think of another one on top of my head. But when you talk lemongrass, people immediately think, oh, lemon, lemon, the citrus fruit and lemongrass. And though the aromatics might be similar, but they're not really. Gets what's the word I'm looking for? A spicy note from the lemongrass. At least to me. To me, it's more. It doesn't. It's not really a citrus aromatic that I get from lemongrass. I like this though. I get biscuity. A biscuit, clove, maybe like a spice. There's a spice in there that I can't pin my finger on. I want to say like peppercorn, but it's not really that. I'm gonna have to add some more. Yeah, like a spicy. You're definitely getting a lot that malt coming through. I think you might use Pilsner malt on this one. I thought I read that somewhere that he used Pilsner. See, blah blah blah. Yeah, mostly Pilsner malt with a little bit of Vienna and Munich. You kind of get that little biscuit flavor coming from those malts. Belgian carrying sugar, which is good for the to ferment out. That's why it really finishes dry. It really finishes dry with a. It kind of leaves you with the, for lack of a better word, like a lemon rind bitterness. I mean, I can't think of any other way to describe that, quite honestly. It tastes like a lemon rind, like you bit into the rind of a lemon, and you get that bitter, that citrus bitterness ending, if you will. And that's kind of what you get in the background of this. Finish is nice and dry. This is an 8.5, I believe. Let's see here. 8.0, 8.6 is 0% ABV, 26 IBUs, lightly hopped. You know, maybe that's what I'm getting. I don't know that he mentions the hop that he uses in this. And for some reason, I want to say it's more the noble hop, like a Saz hop. I don't know why that comes in mind. I don't know, honestly. But maybe I asked him that question or not. But that's what's in there. But there's definitely a fruitiness to it. Not like not like a hoppy fruitiness, that you get from the American hops, the big alpha hops. But it's coming definitely from the grass and the yeast that's in there. And he also mentions that they're using a well-known Belgian yeast from a well-known Belgian brewery, but doesn't say who, which is fine. But it's a good beer. Absolutely. You can find this in the store. It is available, obviously, in my 22-ounce growler bombers. You can also find this in growler at the brewery. They'll do 32 and 64-ounce fills for you. Definitely a great beer, especially for as it's going to get warmer outside, and at nighttime you're going to be kicking back on the porch and watching the bugs go into the bug zapper, and if you got a pool, kicking it back in the pool, that'd be a great beer to kick back with you and a couple friends, just passing bottles around. Definitely one I would definitely do. I love this beer. I think it's a great style. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a saison, honestly. Just kind of the way that the phenolics and the fruitiness all play in there. A little bit reminds me a little bit of a saison. I don't know if you can consider it a saison or not, especially since saisons typically are lower alcohol than this one here, which is why I guess they're considering a triple and not a saison or a Belgian blonde, really. So there you go. So Mike, my friend, and Chris, and Phil, and everybody at Center Universe, cheers to you, and we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.